You are now at the Roundtable with Lenny S., Maya the Brazilianaire, and Big Light.
Okay, everybody, on with the show!
Take a seat and tune in.
This is Uncle Ralph. You already know what it is. Hanging out with my man Lenny S., Maya the B., my man Big Light, Rockmetv. Don't shrink that screen.
Yeah, we back live at the Roundtable, New York City. Chilling with my main man, Ralph McDaniel, a.k.a. Mr. Video Music Box, right? A.k.a. Hot 97 on the weekend.
Say Uncle.
Say Uncle Ralph McDaniel. I give up, it's Uncle.
Now, Ralph, Video Music Box was pretty much, right, most of the time, public access channel?
Yeah, it's on a public television station here in New York and online. But, you know, we've taken it across to other public stations in, like, Detroit, Atlanta, D.C.,
I was going to ask you, all the years you've done it, have you ever been offered to get picked up by, you know, maybe
I was
something
never
more major?
offered. Nah,
okay.
I went
Would
to
you have wanted to, or you? No, I feel like that's why it made it good, because it was where it was at, public access, and it was more genuine and more.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's just like this show here. You'll have more freedom to do certain things and talk about real content that the people really want to see and talk about. So, you know, when you get to the networks, you do have certain constraints and certain things that you can't do. And I enjoy being able to, you know, if something's going on right this moment in New York, you know, like Sean Bell. I want to talk about Sean Bell.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because me and you was elaborating that on the phone. We spoke briefly about it on a show when we opened up. But to me, once again, it's not only a travesty, but it goes to show you that slavery has really never ended. Because this is like major.
Well, I think
major. This is crazy.
One of the main things that, and this is how it relates to hip hop, is that we have to take control of it, because just like how some people feel the quality of music is not necessarily at where it used to be, you know, we have to start taking it back and taking control over it the best we can. We have to start taking control of our kids and knowing where they're at, taking care of our blocks and our communities. I lived in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, which is mixed Hasidic and black.
Eastern Parkway,
right? Nobody's going on the Hasidic block and shooting or stabbing nobody. That's not going to happen.
It's amazing to actually walk through and see.
Because when they do, it makes news all over the world.
It's not even going to be the police is not going to be the problem. It's going to be the Hasidics is going to have a problem with, and you don't want to have a problem.
I mean, they go in the precinct. They go in the precinct, snatch somebody right out of there before.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So it's just us taking responsibility for, you know, for shows, for what we talk about on the radio, for what we do. You know, there's a record out now. I love Gym Class Heroes.
Okay, yeah.
But I can't stand this record with Lil Wayne, because what, you trying to tell kids to sniff coke now?
Right,
Are we going back to that again?
Who's on the record with him?
Lil Wayne.
And who else?
And Gym Class Heroes. And they never, you know, I don't
Lil
think
Wayne walks around with a scissor cup all the time.
It's like, come on, man. The last thing we need is our young kids to be
strung
out
an
on
addict.
drugs.
Right.
Yeah, we went through that in the 80s. We saw how that devastated our community.
Right.
We don't need that anymore, you know? So you know, anyway, that's
so
another
you being on the radio and just being a huge media outlet, like in the times of this Sean Bell case where everybody is really just pissed off. All races. It's, you know, it's just not safe for anybody anymore.
Exactly.
That's what people need to understand. It's just not black people. It's like if a cop can shoot anybody, that's crazy.
If you like hip hop, you got a problem.
It's just that they always end up shooting a black guy down. I mean, it just ends up that way.
Times will start
and not just shoot them.
It's
going
to be real crazy when they start shooting white kids. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and it's going to happen.
They have bullets going in train stations. They even get reckless endangerment. They were shooting everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just like a setup, straight, real, raw dog. This is the way it's going down.
So have you done anything, like this situation came up last week? So have you done anything yet for, you know, Sean Bell thing? What have you done?
Well, actually, yesterday we did a town meeting in South Jamaica, Queens, which is where he's from.
Right.
And a friend of mine, Erica Ford, put it together, and they had like 2,000 kids came out, which I really want to hear what the kids say, because it's not really about me. I'm an OG. I want to hear what the kids have to say and how they're going to change. And, you know, and a lot of them is like, well, we just want to have fun. Well, the having fun part is over right now.
Right.
You know, it's time to grow up and take responsibility for what's going on, because you might die having fun.
Exactly.
You know?
That's true.
And so
for nothing, with
it's
no
quite
weapon
obvious.
on you.
Right.
That man died for going to a strip club.
Right, having a good time.
Come on, how do you justify that?
Right. So we sat down and we tried to organize these kids to take advantage of their block. So, like, I live on a block. I don't even know half the people that live on my block. I don't want to talk to those people, but I got to start talking to those people now and know who's on my block.
Not
so
very neighborly at all. I wouldn't want to live next to you. I'm not getting a pie or anything like that when I move in.
Yeah, because they, you know, people are nosy, but we got to start doing that, because this way we know what's going on our block. So the police can't just run through the block and shoot somebody 50 times, or just rob somebody for no apparent reason. We got to start knowing who's on our block. If something's going on, address it to somebody that can deal with it and go from there. So it's a program that we're setting up basically to show the kids how to do it. And if you have any questions, we can bring somebody in that's done it before and help you out.
Can people that are watching right now learn about that, or is that just something that
it's just
we
just set it up? We'll have paperwork for. I'm on MySpace, so anybody can find me on MySpace. So Uncle Ralph is MySpace /Uncle Ralph, and or you can't find me, just go to Hot 97 MySpace.
Ralph is legendary night here tonight. We appreciate you coming. Thank you so much for coming.
Go ahead, take the bills, Rockmetv.com, the Roundtable.
You got Kiki coming up, right?
Yeah, Kiki coming up. Make sure you stay tuned.
Prodigy's wife.
Yeah, Uncle Ralph in the building. You checking out Rockmetv. Don't shrink that screen.
You are now at the Roundtable with Lenny S., Maya the Brazilianaire, and Big Life.
Okay, everybody, on with the show!
Take a seat and tune in.